Today I'm gonna wear this hat color black pink, but I prepared this orange towel like this, then it's not a good day. When I did the example, I thought this color should be included. I went to the leather market and fabric market almost every day for several years. Then by chance, I discovered a really unique material. It was from an Italian company that makes kitchenware, and they said it was a fabric used to remove stains or grease with just water without detergent. The outer fabric and the lining are separated like this. If they moved separately, it would have been very inconvenient, but no matter how much you rub, they don't move separately. This is the know-how. The sewing is very tricky, so some were discarded on the spot. The groove of the club and such are cleaned well, but a foreign sensation remains on the ball. So it also went through several evolutions. One side is made with soft fiber fabric. Here you wipe the ball, and here you wipe the club. The outer surface is waterproof, so on dry days you can wet it and use it, and on early morning rounds or snowy days you can use it dry. This is the second product I approached with the thought of creating a unique product for rock golf. There were so many leftover pieces of leather. I wondered what I could give back to the customers. So I made it with the leftover leather, and it sold much faster than I could have imagined. For the past 7 to 8 years, we have been freezing the prices. I think that's our strength, offering good products at a reasonable price. The rangefinder case I bought 10 years ago is still being serviced, so how can I buy a new one when it doesn't break? People ask, does your business work like that? Do you make money? I think I persevered because of that, and I realized it's a good product. I made a choice I don't regret. I want to become a brand where if you want another item, you think, oh, I should buy it from Rock Golf. That was in 2016. The case for the current distance meter, which was handmade at home, has turned to dust. Over 90% of the products currently on the market have the same pattern as ours. Since it's at the back, it needs to be easily taken out and closed, so it has undergone tremendous evolution several times. Since I really like golf, back when I used to play, everyone seemed to have something strapped to their waist. It looked really cool, and I found out it was a rangefinder. As a beginner, I really wanted one, so I got it, but the look of having the case strapped on wasn't very stylish. We really just thought should we make a few and share them with friends? And I remember we initially produced about 1,000 of them without any knowledge of manufacturing. We made them based on a pattern we created in a workshop. The rangefinder case was not a popularized product as a golf accessory, nor was it mass-produced. At that time, it was a product that didn't have a market, so naturally there were a lot of people looking for it. So I thought if we just make it properly, we can just make it and send it out. That's how what is now Rock Golf started. The product we initially made had a logo in Chinese characters meaning joyful rock. The hardware was copied exactly from what we made in the workshop. We came up with the idea for these studs and manually attached them one by one at home. However, there was discoloration and the snap buttons didn't close automatically. Men wear belts, but women often don't, so not wearing a belt. And when you wear it here, it catches when you sit down. So we made a horizontal shape for the first time. The back part is not studded, but entirely stitched, and inside it's magnetic, so it closes immediately when placed. Since it's at the back, it needs to be easy to open and close, and through several incredible evolutions, it achieves that. The current rangefinder case has turned to dust. If you look at the products currently on the market, over 90% of them, more than 80%, have the same pattern as our product. The size is the same. They probably still don't know why this groove is here, right?
Why is there a groove?
We ended up using leather from one of the top 10 Italian vegetable tanneries. As a result, there were many comments about it being too heavy when the rangefinder was added to this full leather case. So the way to reduce the weight as much as possible without changing the design was to cut out as much as possible here. Carve out this groove as much as possible so it doesn't look unsightly. This will make it lighter by a few grams. That's how these details were created. Most people will use it without knowing why. They probably copied it without knowing why. Rock Golf will be 10 years old next year, 10th anniversary. I have been here, and Rock Golf has been here because of my customers who recognize my sincerity, and I want to express my gratitude to all those customers. If you show interest, I will give back a lot. I was a hairstylist and a makeup artist. If you watched about 10 commercials on TV back in our day, probably 7 or 8 of them were my work. Nowadays, people don't watch TV commercials much, right? In the past, the 30-week TV commercials often had higher quality storyboards, direction, and dramatic impact than movies. So I worked on set as a staff member responsible for hair and makeup. Having worked with hair for about 30 years, people ask me, why don't you make hats?
Why?
It's a very easy item where you just need to change the logo on the hats in the factory. But I didn't want to make such hats. Asian face shapes and head shapes are quite different from Western ones. The patterns are all based on Western patterns. So when you wear the hat, it doesn't fit just right. If you look closely at our hats, there are no seams. But usually you need a seam here for the hat to fit snugly, but I didn't want to make it that way. So I really had a lot of struggles with this. These days, there are more people with larger, nicely shaped heads, but in our generation, people with nicely shaped or large heads weren't common, so I boldly reduced the hat size, and I made the front wider than any other product. Our product's brim looks small, it's narrow here, then let's reduce this and make that wide instead. If we make this round, we're going to cover the blemish zone a bit more. Let's boldly reduce it. Korean people's head circumference isn't large. One of the non-characteristics of manufacturing factories is that they don't try new things. They don't try, and even if I give them a pattern, they just apply the design to their existing size mold. For years, I kept receiving samples, but they kept giving them in size 58. No, I am 56. We made it like that and without any seams. So it just sticks right to the forehead here. So I wonder if the customers truly understand the sincerity behind the effort I put into making this hat me. Actually, I wear clothes from different brands, but when it comes to hats, I use La Golf. Many people say that. I've touched more heads than anyone else and know well about Korean head shapes. It took a very long time to make a hat that isn't mass-produced in a factory. I'm currently designing 2 that suit me.
Look forward to it. You will be very satisfied.
Is there a product you love the most, by any chance?
This is the most difficult question I've received. Since our products are very specialized, the rest you will know without me having to say. Try wearing our hats and socks. No matter how many copy products there are, once you try ours, you'll know they're good. Even if you wear it tightly, you won't get a headache. That's an advantage. And I would recommend you definitely try the hats and socks.
This time, the newly released, hot off the press.
Even 15 years ago, I tried wearing socks that cost 90,000 won or 100,000 won. Since I like sports, I bought and wore socks from sports brands, tried products given as a service, and also wore stylish socks for everyday life. But my feet were very uncomfortable. Sports socks are uncomfortable if they are too thick. I bought socks for 90,000 won and 100,000 won, but after wearing them once, the band just stretched out and I couldn't wear them again. Wow, they make socks like this. So I thought if I make socks, I should really make them properly. That's why the socks came out quite late. There is such a thing as premium in socks too. I realized that the quality is completely different. Yeah, we have a bit more cotton mixed in. The cushion and thickness of the calf and sole areas are different. The tension around the ankle might be less snug than compression stockings, but it provides a very comfortable level of compression for the legs. And even after wearing them for years, they don't stretch out. They stretch and then recover well. Since we make them at a premium level in the factory, when they make 2 pairs of regular socks, they can only make 1 of ours. They are produced at a higher cost than regular socks, but the design and color variety are also very diverse. You can feel how comfortable they are on your legs and how good the comfort from the toes is during sensitive exercises. If you wear these socks for exercise and then try regular knee-high socks the next day, you will immediately notice the difference in how good these socks are. For those looking for products to be with for a long time, this is a great brand to choose. Don't hesitate, you will never regret your choice. Golfwear inherently has a very high manufacturing cost, so I hope you don't buy too many clothes each season. What I consider most important is that with that money you could play 1 more round, and if you add an accessory as a point, you can wear the same clothes next year and have a different look. Our base is classic performance and sportswear, so performance must be good. Blended fabrics and knits made of acrylic or polyester are appearing, but the really good 100% wool and 100% cashmere knits we started with are gradually disappearing. But I wanted to wear those kinds of clothes. Starting apparel without the capital power of a large corporation is like setting up for failure, so I decided to create clothing as a pilot concept. I made just one type of knit and asked to show me the best Italian yarn not used by domestic golf brands. That's how I started using this yarn called Bella Yanza, which I still use, and the response has been very positive.
Yesterday, Park Chan-ho passed by, and when he saw our stuff, he said, "Oh, it's really nice. He wears it well."
Change up.
If it's going to be rough, there's none of that. Investment capital is trying to come in and there are temptations from all over. Then I always say, my life won't be enjoyable. So let's just do as much as we can. So we continue to create apparel with a pilot concept, and we are still doing that. The quality is very good, but the designs are completely unrelated to trends, just the kind of clothes I want to wear, which don't make any sense. For golf, above all, we are filling our wardrobe with clothes that allow you to play comfortably right now. Grit keeps arising. I want to make something better for you, and products like ours are not easily found on the market, and even if you do find them, they should be more than twice our price. So let's make it possible to encounter such a brand at a reasonable price. I'm trying to hold on as long as I can. It's like taking it as a collection. Black already has about 3 colors, and by slightly changing the design, we add 1 or 2 colors like sky blue, purple, navy, and beige each year or every 2 years, and there are quite a few people who collect them. Since it's a sport that requires a very sensitive mindset, even a little discomfort can affect your score. There are a lot of everyday clothes that just get labelled as golf wear. It's actually quite uncomfortable to swing in those clothes. Among golfers, they say there are more than 50,000 reasons for not playing well, so it becomes extremely sensitive. For those who love our rock golf, let's play joyfully. Not a small pot, not a small time. Let's enjoy. Let's live life fun. The hope is that rock golf becomes a jinx and a routine. Literally, if this is here, you play well. To do something with this is to play according to my routine that day. It's a message containing our hopes. And in 2016, we celebrated our 10th anniversary. To all our customers nationwide who are using and purchasing our Le Golf, and surprisingly, there are many overseas as well. We are thinking of ways to express our gratitude even more next year, so please take a special look around.